Who wants to talk us in, pray us in?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Okay. Mother, Father God, Divine Spirit, Source of all, we thank you for this gathering today. It's so good to see Samara, and it's so good to see Kevin and Sally B and everybody else. We're all healthy and whole. Thank you for our health. Thank you for this blessing of communion. And thank you for all that we will learn today about Shirley and our roots with the ministry. Bless us, be with us, and guide us in the days to come. We ask this in the name of love, and so be it.
So be it.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Shirley.
What?
Ah,
It's all yours.
right. I'm going to start with how long have you been part of the ministry? Because some of us know that and some of us don't.
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. How long have you been part of this?
Have I been? I think it's close to 30 years almost.
Okay.
Wow.
It was.
And what inspired you to join them on that beach that day?
Yeah, because we had this big opening in California by the water there, and I think that was the biggest group that I've seen with us.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout the years, we have met so many beautiful souls, and every time we open a door or open a letter from someone or whatever it is, we go back to that beginning, and it flows within us, and it helps us to go forward, just like Samara was just saying how Mary came to her. Well, that's how the Madonna Ministry came to us. Each one of us heard something about it, and we had a knock on the door, and Charlie graciously opened those doors for us to step in. And I was ordained on the sands of the beach that day, and I still remember that. I can still feel what it felt like to open my heart, my soul, my being to Mother Mary, and to know that we were always and will always be part of her entourage. And so, yeah, it took a while, but then we started with so much going on, and then each one of us had our own interview with Mother Mary, so to speak, in those days, wondering, well, how can I do this, or what kind of gifts do I have? I'm receiving gifts. How best can I return what I'm getting? And so there were many times that somebody knocked on my door, and when I listened to them, it kind of connected with all of the things that I was hearing. And so, we did the newsletters, we did everything we could to connect with all of the new people. And then we had all of our gatherings and our trips and everything. And yet, Mary still is new every time we see her. Every time we think of her name, every time we want to get an answer, or every time we're not feeling well or whatever, we know that we're part of her. and that she's always there in one way or another through one of us or through all of us at one time, but to carry her with us, to carry her words, to carry her energy, to carry her love. So here I am today with all of you beautiful souls. And I know I get to see Sally and Paula once or twice a month, and that is so wonderful. I look forward to those Wednesdays. Paula and Sarah, I think you know that.
Well, we do too.
And
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, and then they began doing the class, and that's been going for a long time also. So, and then some years ago when I was visiting Oregon, and I was with a friend, Barb. So all of you probably know Barb. And we went to church and there, and I came home and I sat at my computer, and all of a sudden a voice said to me, "We are the ancients." And they began giving me all of this information that I typed at that time. And they're all around us. And Sally has, and Paula have a lot of, well, when Paula was over this week, I gave her almost all of the readings that the ancients gave us.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
they're going in the archives.
that's
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And I found another one when I was going through my paperwork the other day.
Uh-huh.
And would it be okay if I read it to you all?
Sure.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. First of all, it said we were God on the rocks. There is no past, there is no future, there is only now. Tell everyone to be here in the present moment to enjoy the ecstasy of my love. I dwell in everyone and everything. I am the seeker and the sought after, the love and the fear, the loved and the lover, the beauty and the beast, the dream and the dreamer, the believer and the doubter. I am present too, and in all things. Seek that which connects you to the bliss of loving all aspects. Seek that which waves us rather than separates us, that weaves us, rather than separates us. For the reality of you lies in the totality of you. You create this reality through the energy you expend on it. You are blessed beyond belief. You are filled with the vastness of the universe. A grain of sand holds as much love within us as the depth of the sea. The source of all that is does not divide itself. It is standfast in the love for all of our creatures. Remember, you are loved and loved. And that was the beginning. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
That was the beginning of what?
And now I'm going to read what he gave us, what he gave me. This is what the first time. We are the ancients. Welcome you once more to the divine source of you, that which is love. We are here in praise of the human spirit. Our journey, our messages are given to assure you that you are not alone. Your source, that which created you, that which created all, that which is love, is instilled within every fiber of your being, within every atom, and with every cell of you and all that exists. If we could but hold an internal mirror for you to venture within and to see that which we know you are and have you get it, our joy would echo in the cosmos. In so doing, you would know totally and unequivocally that you are love, that you are all that exists. There is no other than you. You are you. You are we, and you are they. Seek that which you are amidst your pain, amidst your anger, amidst your fears. We ask you to let go of the unacquitted beliefs which hold your true being in ambience. Stand up and be counted. Stand in your glory. Stand in the knowledge that your vastness encompasses all. Without you, there would not be an us. Without you, the animal, plant, and mineral kingdoms would not exist. Within them, as within you, are woven the threads of cohesiveness, the pieces of the puzzle, the glue that holds and weaves all together, which is love. You have only forgotten to remember your magnificence. You have only forgotten that you are the gold at the end of the rainbow. You have sought who you are in books. You have found gurus, teachers, and you have spent lifetimes expending your energy attempting to find out who you are from sources outside of you. You have journeyed to sacred places, stood in the center of vortices, wishing and hoping for the aha. We give you a simple exercise. Sit in the silence, the stillness of you. Feel wherein you hold beliefs or non-truths, which you feel separates you from your source. Examine their context. Ask, who or what is behind the feeling or fear? Do not run in terror of what you find there. If you find the exercise difficult, then imagine what it'd be like to be happy, to be safe, to be nurtured and loved. Then imagine a new picture. Write yourself a new script. Become the leading character, director, and producer of your life. Look into the heavens and grab yourself a star. Name it. Allow it to light your inner as well as outer path. Let your light shine upon you. We are the ancients, your friends, your cheerleaders, your champions. Until our next moment, bless.
That's
Wow.
beautiful.
So,
That was beautiful, Shirley.
Gorgeous. Now, when I was talking to you Wednesday, you said you can still get messages from them for people if they choose to call you, and
Mhm.
all you're asking is a donation to the ministry. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
so Nikki, do you have her number you can put in the chat in case anybody, or do we want to not do that?
It's okay if you do it. I'm available.
I would like Shirley's contact information. This is Sally.
Okay.
Okay.
Me too. This is Katrina.
Yeah. Cindy would like her phone number as well.
I would too, Corrine. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Kareem.
For you, Shirley. Shirley,
Yes,
can you tell me if you're the ending digits in 5270 or 7231?
Hang on, I'll tell you in a
52
minute.
Okay.
5270. She has it there.
Okay.
Changed
Yeah,
things.
a lot of
So
change. Yeah, a
yeah,
lot
so
of things.
that's right.
A
That's
lot of things
available to
changed here.
anybody.
Yeah.
You've changed a lot. Yeah, a lot of things have changed for you since you came here. I want to go back to the past a little bit, because you did something marvelous and wonderful after 9/11. And could you share about your button story?
Mhm.
Your buttons you made for 9/11?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Well, of course, we all know when 9/11 happened that we were all in fear. We were all, you know, we were all wanted to help and fix it. So I listened to it. And Barb, when this happened, Barb Beach was at my house visiting me. And we just couldn't believe, as none of us could believe, that it had happened to us so close to home. And so Barb left and everything. And then I started to think, well, there's something we could do. And so I found, hold on, I found these pictures of children laughing and everything, and of the. So I figured, well, maybe we could use that. So I thought of some words. We are the ancients, and then Terry and all the friends and then all of the people that had been with me at that time. Everybody chipped in, and we bought the first 500 buttons. And then we say, well, what am I going to do with them? And so what I did was put them in a bag. And my friend who's passed away, I've got to say her name, and I went to Ground Zero. I could still be there that first day. I'm sorry. And so we started walking around in that whole area. We ended up at the beginning at a fire station, and we talked to the chief there, and he was in tears, just relaying all the things that he saw. So I gave him 100 of the buttons to give out with all of the people there, with all of their family. And then we walked around where all the people were leaving around the whole building near there. And so I was putting buttons anywhere we could on there. And then we got to the end of that part. And then we were standing at a corner, and I saw all these people going into this church across. I thought that would be something to do, to go to the church and say a prayer. Well, as I approached the church, the gentleman came and said that we cannot enter it because all of the workers, this is where they slept, this is where they ate, this is where they did everything there, and in the process of clearing up everything.
I'm just trying to find the volume.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, well, what I did was take the buttons that I had left over, and I gave it to the gentleman, and I asked him to bring it in there. And of course, on the back, we put a little message and then our name. And 2 weeks later, I got a call. And she said, My name is Sister Grace, and I take care of the church and all of the workers, and they love your buttons. And so we had a very wonderful conversation, and we made more and more buttons. And we sent them to the workers, and then I was getting pictures of them. And then my daughter Gail and her son went to Washington, D.C. and by the Pentagon, and they left all of the buttons there too. And so we were all over the place in a sense. And these buttons were doing it. And it said that, we don't have to do great, great big things. All we have to do is care. All we have to do is share that caring so that others can be blessed with them. And that was the beginning of using the buttons. And then a year after, I got a call. I mean, I was still using them. No matter where I went, I brought the bag of buttons for people that we'd talk at or whatever. And I got a call from one of the women who helped, and she said, "Shirley, did you get the Sunday paper?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, would you get it?" And I went out, and on the paper, I don't know if you could see this, is a young woman, September 11th remembered, and she has a button on. And that was so wonderful. And then another friend of mine went to some other country, and I gave her the buttons. And she said that she gave them out to all of the workers there where they were staying or whatever. And the morning before they left, everybody from the place they were staying came outside with their buttons on, and they all traveled all the way around the place, and thankful for the buttons. So the buttons still have a life. I still have a bag of them here, and I give them to others just in memory that we should never forget that we are there for each other. We don't have to do it in many, many big ways or in any way. Just if you have a thought, if you have a gift, and if you know if that gift can be shared with others, do it.
Can you show us one of those buttons? Do you still have them?
Yep.
Can you put one up to the camera so they can see what they look like?
This will be an appropriate thing to put on a memory in the metaverse. There are people who are doing memory blocks in different areas of the world, and this could go on to 9/11, the site at the World Trade Center.
There's so much to do with it.
Yeah.
Story that I hope has been written.
I'm sorry. The buttons are with Gail because Gail went to some meeting today, and I gave her the bag of buttons. I'm sorry. Next week I'll bring them and I'll show you. But I'm sorry that Gail has that. I'm not sorry that she has it, but I didn't keep it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. All right. I want you to tell everybody about Big Al visiting you and what he gave you, because I think that's very special.
Big Al.
Big Al.
Yeah. Can you tell the story for me?
Sure. From what I remember, she was brushing her teeth in the bathroom, and all of a sudden, Albert Einstein shows up and said, I have something for you. And she goes, Why me? I flunked algebra. And he laughed,
Yeah.
and followed her into her room and gave her a very special kind of healing that she uses. And Sally and I have both felt that healing. It's very different from Reiki, but it's very powerful. And we've asked him if she'd be allowed to
Yeah.
teach at least Sally and me, and we haven't heard from him yet.
Yeah.
Big Al is
I
Albert Einstein. Yes.
well, we had gone out, and Barbara Beach and I and another girl had come home, and that night that he showed up, I was brushing my teeth, and as I was brushing my teeth, the shower curtain started
That's
breathing.
what it was. I forgot that.
Yeah, there was a shower, and I said, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I go in my room, and Big Al is standing there, and I said, "Why me? I flunked algebra." And he says, "Because you care.
Because you care.
Because you care." And so I sat down, and that's when the buttons became that. That was the beginning of the buttons
So did
and the
you
classes. And
put that energy in the buttons? You
yes,
never told me that. You did.
yep,
Okay.
yep,
All right.
yep.
Cool.
I thought Big Al would say, when you said I flunked algebra, I thought he would have said, yeah, me too.
He very well could
Yeah,
have. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, and 2 weeks because of course, here I've got on the phone at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm calling Barbara and I'm calling my friends, and I'm saying, "Guess what happened?" So she said, "Okay, okay, Cheryl." And I said, "Okay." Well, 2 weeks later, we went to a diner for lunch. And as we're sitting there, I saw the door of the opening, and 4 people came in and sat down. And that was one of them was Big Al. And I said, "Barb, here he is." So she could see what I saw. The man looked exactly like that man.
wow.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So they had their, and they're still alive. So I try to, and no matter where I travel, I try to always bring at least a bag of them, or have some more made. So, but thank you. And everybody had chipped in when I first got there for me to get all the information, to get all the buttons done. Everybody signed the little things on the back there. So it wasn't just my thing or just his. It started a whole big thing. So, don't, when we get those things, don't let them skip away from you. Even if
Right.
you just write them down at the moment and put it aside. They're trying, your being is trying to tell you that we can help. There are many ways we can help others.
Right.
And we never know. Yep.
And another way you help is you have mentored so many of us through the years. And particularly me, you were getting ready to cross over. You were very ill and living in Arizona, and you had said to us, "I'm ready," and we're all going, "No, you're not going anywhere. You can't go." And I'm sitting there crying my eyes out, and my husband, and I'm saying, "It's not fair. She's not finished mentoring me." And he goes, "That's kind of selfish, isn't it?" And I went, "Yeah." And then the next morning, she wakes up and she says, "Well, I guess I'm not going anywhere. I'm here because the doctor just fixed me." And I mean, the cheer in the ministry went out like, yes, she's staying with us. And
Yeah.
you went on to mentor so many of us and encourage us. And I also remember when I was studying to be the bishop, and I kept saying, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I can't do this. And you finally got tired of hearing that, and you went, Paula, Mother Mary chose you. Mother Mary doesn't make mistakes. And I will never forget that. And she hasn't made a mistake yet. Everyone who's come in has been wonderful for the ministry. And so she's still with us. She's still working with us. As Samara said earlier, we all see her in a different way. And that's
Well, and I created the awakening process.
right.
Yeah, and it was a process that we took. There was a place in Arizona that women could go through,
Hmm.
and whether they've been in jail, whether they've been divorced, whether no matter what they were feeling, they could come to this place. So that's where I decided that I was going to make that class.
Hmm.
And I wrote 4 different little sentences, and I made all these cards, and they were the beginning of that next part of whatever is coming to us. And they still have a life.
They
Thank you.
do.
Thank you.
And Sally and I were
If
talking about
somebody
that
wants them,
yesterday.
I could send some
Well,
off if anybody wanted some.
there's a lot of them, Cheryl.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I have them all in my house. But we are going to be discussing with the Spiritualist Church if we can actually teach that class in June.
Thank
Because
you.
I'm due to be guest medium in June, and that's a good place to start because they've been asking me for 6 months, when are you going to do this? And with life getting in the way of everybody, it's everybody keep your fingers crossed. I want it to happen in June.
Okay.
And Sally and I, many of us have actually taken that class and were very much enlightened by it. And the sayings in there are amazing. It's amazing when you pick one up, how it really relates to you. And it gives you food for thought. But also, back to the ancients, I will be downloading those and sending them to B to put them on the archive so that we can read them every once in a while. And what Sally found when we first started reading them was it was from 1997 and it was a message for me. So those messages are never old. So I think if we start reading them on Sunday service at least once a month, it would be great to hear who connects with them because the messages are incredible. And she also told me that she had never written anything before that except a story for her daughter who needed it in high school. And then she sits down at her computer and downloads all these wonderful, wonderful messages from the ancients. And Sally and I have read most of them.
Mhm.
Um,
They're
and
amazing.
yeah.
They're just amazing. Just amazing.
And the fact that Shirley's willing to share them is amazing. But as I said, it'll be interesting to see who connects or who gets a message. And again, she's still willing to give you a personal message from them if you give her a buzz. Uh, she's also going to be sharing something called Rules for Life, which I already have and I will include um, in the packet. Oh, Cheryl, where are you? She was sharing, I guess Samara, you probably can understand this. In the beginning, you guys used to go on trips together. Where'd she go? Did we lose her? I guess you went to Stonehenge as one trip. Do you remember where else You
Well, we
went
were
and
in Glastonbury and Stonehenge, and there was a little chapel called the St. Michael's Chapel. It's part of Glastonbury. And so we were having a Madonna Ministry ceremony in there. Some of the people were being ordained. And what was kind of cool is that these four women from the Netherlands felt the energy and sort of, just walked in the door and realized, we all had our white on and everything. And they're like, well, can we stay? And I said, sure, stay as long as you want. And if it doesn't resonate with you, leave whenever you feel to leave. And so I was channeling a message, and Shirley was doing her magic, and they stayed the whole time and thanked us afterwards. And then what's interesting is about a month later, one of the women wrote to me and said, would you channel a message from Mary to put in my Dutch newsletter? you know, and I said, sure. So I thought it was funny that now Mother Mary's in Dutch.
yeah. You
Which
never know
often
when
means, she's in trouble. But yeah, she
Right.
channeled the message there, and we hiked all around, and, we went into the Chalicewell Garden, and there's Vesica Pisces over the well, which is a sacred symbol from the time of Jesus, with the two circles that
The
make
two
the fish in
fish.
between.
Yeah.
And Mother Mary had told me that I was to put these Reiki symbols at the top of the well. And of course, there's people walking around. I'm like, Mother Mary, I don't know if you stand there and do this. I was still fairly new to the whole thing of, whatever. And so it started to rain, and it was just pitter patter. And then it was really raining. So everybody scattered. I went over to the well, did the Reiki symbols. Good girl, mission accomplished. Rain stopped. So yeah, it was just a beautiful, beautiful, magical time, with the ministry there.
Great. Thank you. Another thing about Shirley that a lot of you don't know is she's got a little bit of a demon in her, and she loves to have fun. And when I was being ordained a bishop in Sedona, we went up on this plateau and we did beautiful ceremony. I had all kinds of visions. And when and people were watching us too. I mean, people stopped what they were doing to watch us. And when we were finished, we were going to move, and all of a sudden Shirley goes, you put your right foot in, you put your left foot in. And I mean, she just blew my mind because she'd been so serious the whole weekend. But I've learned that about her. She's got that little imp in her. And don't get her near music because she'll never stop dancing because she loves
Yes,
to
right.
dance. And she's proven that to us in other when we went to Phoenix too. She was up there dancing and she's like, what are you doing sitting there? Get up and move. And we're like, huh? We're in the middle of ceremony and she's dancing because there's music on. So we all got up and we danced. And that's a side of her she doesn't always let out. But it's her fun side. It's a side of her that we who know her very well love about her. And her daughter takes her out dancing as often as she can. And she's like a man magnet. Every man wants to dance with her because she's having so much fun dancing. And she's like, yeah, sure, you can dance with me. I don't care. Wherever we go, and we do go lots of places together, particularly one place we go out to lunch, we can't get out of the place. She's got a message for somebody. And those somebodies are usually shocked to begin with, but they're like, really? They really listen to the message she's giving them from Mother Mary, are very grateful. I mean, we were walking through a bar one day and she stops and has this conversation with these three young women who end up laughing hysterically. She's just a magnet for people. People just want to be around Shirley. And my husband absolutely adores her. And if I wasn't insecure in my marriage as I am, I'd be a little worried because she loves him too. But yeah, he just loves taking her out to lunch or out to dinner because he never knows what she's gonna do. But yeah, I've never seen anybody walk away from her when she's trying to give them a message. She stopped a shop owner we were shopping one day, and she said to the girl, "I have a message for you. Do you want to hear it?" And the girl went, "Yeah." She put all her customers aside and she listened to Shirley. So that is her gift that she gives freely. I have never seen her charge anybody. Um, she's just so filled with love. And the place she has moved into, um, people are coming to her to play Rummy Cube, but I'm sure there's more than Rummy Cube going on with that bunch. She even plays poker for money on Fridays.
Yeah.
And they love it. She has shared some of her awakening tapes with the security guard who went from a young man who would never look at you when you came in and said hello to a guy that stares you right in the eye and smiles. And so she's still doing her job. She's 91 years old and she's not stopping. And she's blessing all of us with her presence.
Thank you.
And I, for one, am very grateful she's in my life.
I second that one.
And
When she was mentoring me, when I was going through the bishop process, it's been many years ago now. I was sitting in my swinging chair in my living room, and I was on the phone with Shirley, and she brought Jesus to me, which floored me. And he stayed for quite some time, and the three of us had a chat, and he told me things. And I had never been I was raised a Methodist, and anybody who's familiar with that persuasion knows how dry, and it's like eating a cracker without a glass of water. And I didn't really know too much about, the real spiritual side of things. And so I didn't have a real solid connection to any of it. But when Jesus came to me, to this day, when I close my eyes, I can still see him. He was beautiful. I can't describe him to you, but he was beautiful. And he stayed and he chatted with me and he told me things and asked me questions, and Shirley did. And it was just a magical, magical time. And it must have been half an hour or more that we were on with him. And now I feel a connection. And then another thing that happened, I was at it was in Oxnard. We were there for a conference, and Barbara Beach was doing. She was channeling Mother Mary for different people and stuff. And I sat down, and I was just sitting there, and she says, "Mother Mary wants to talk to you." And I said, "Okay." And so Mother Mary started talking to me through Barbara. And I said, "I don't really know you, you know?" And she says, "Are you a mother?" I said, "Yeah." "Do you have a son?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "Well, so do I. We're both mothers, okay? Get over it." And she told me lots of things. And we chatted for, about 15, 20 minutes. And she, through Barbara, she said, she gave me some very, very specific personal things about my artwork and what I could do to help others with it and so forth. And it was very enlightening. And she just said, "Just keep talking to me." She says, "I'll answer you." She said, "We'll get along just fine." And we have ever since, so it's like, wow. It was very, very profound. And it all started with Shirley. You know, she was one of the first people I met when I went out to Arizona to be double ordained as a minister. And because I'd been ordained here in Rhode Island by Red Basket. And then Red talked me into going out to a conference. I think it was in Chaska. Was that the name of the place? Someplace. Was that the name of it, Shirley? Yeah. Anyway, It was at this particular, like a sort of a resort hotel thing with all these little bungalows. And I got ordained again there. They were doing a mass one, and I remember Shirley was there, and Mo was there, and Charlie, you were there, and Maynard, and Maynard was made a bishop at that one. And it was just a magical, magical time. This ministry has just, it's been home for me ever since. It's just been so wonderful to be part of it and to have the freedom to do my ministry in the way I do it and to feel accepted and to feel loved and to not be judged and to know that even as a woman, I can contribute meaningfully, to make this a better place for all of us. So Shirley, thank you so much for continuing to mentor me and Shirley and Paula and everybody else. You are just an amazing gift from God. And I salute you.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I'm going to open it up for questions from anybody else or comments.
Yes, I'm zeroing in here. I applaud everybody for making their contributions to the ministry. And before we end this today, I'd like Shirley to do a reading or messaging about the Madonna Ministry to our group. Could you do that, Shirley?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Taking a nice deep breath as her energy is around all of us at this moment also. So as you take this next deep breath, just feel this energy coming now down through your fingers, up to your arms, across to your chest and into your heart, and filling your body with love. Every piece of you is touched by this love. And sometimes we forget that. When we let a little thing bother us and it goes in there and it kind of knocks on the door. Well, when you get those knocks on the door, don't answer the door when they're coming from where you feel that's hurting you. You are love. And know that your name is love. Every bit of you is love. And as you love you, your body seems to answer you in different ways, awakening you, healing you, giving you messages. Keep yourself aware for that. Because there's always someone out there ready to knock on our door to let us know that we're loved. And that each one of us carries that love with us. And when we meet somebody else new, whether we shake their hands, hug them, or whatever, we're sharing that love. And they may not know it at the moment, but usually they go away and you'll get a call or you'll see them again or whatever. And they say, oh my gosh, I had a new beginning. Or this road came to me and I went down this road that I had never been before. And as I did, answers came to me. So within you, each one of you right now, as you take this next breath, feel Mother Mary. And she'll come everywhere that you are. And her son will knock on the door also. Because We're their children. We're here not only to love our family, we love our family with that love. And remember where it came from. So anytime you feel unloved or somebody bothered you or whatever, just feel like you're going to press that button, that place where Jesus or Mary came to you. And just press that spot. And know that you are loved. And you are loved. And from that day forward, wherever you go, that love will spread to others. Sometimes we don't even have to say a word. But that love always connects when we let it. And for all of us that are in the Madonna Ministry, how fortunate we are. How fortunate. Even if all we do is sit and listen to what's happening, or we share our thoughts, everybody gets connected to them. And so, you're children of God. The love of God, the love of Mary, the love of Jesus is within you. And remember that. And share it. Even if you have to share it with yourself, look in that mirror and say, hi, I love you. You're part of me. Namaste.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Can I please say something?
Sure.
The first time I met Shirley was in Arizona, and I went up to her, and I had heard a lot about her, and I went up to her and I said, I would love to dance with you. And we did dance that night, but the next day I saw her and she had this beautiful scarf on, and I said to her, oh, Shirley, I love that scarf. It's beautiful. And she took it off and gave it to me. I still have it. But I wanted to ask, as all you powerful people that are here today, I need your prayers and I need your healing. I have a compression fracture in my low back. I can't stand or walk on my own. I'm waiting for them to schedule a procedure that could help. And I would love for all of you to please send me your prayers and your healing. Thank you.
And
Definitely. Definitely.
Just close your eyes for just a second. I'm telling her, just close her eyes for a second. As each one of you there, she can feel. And that all she has to do is remember that every day. That there you are, all of us, a part of her, praying for her, loving her, just as he does for us. Thank you. And she does. Mary says, you want to dance?
We do want to.
When they fix your back, you'll be able to do that again.
Yep. Yeah.
And maybe it would be helpful to get that scarf out and drape it around you and just feel everyone's love for you, Laura, and Shirley's love for you, and that moment of dancing, to just make it be something you can touch.
Great idea.
Because I know you were touched.
Yeah.
But, And listening to all the memories of Shirley, and it just reminds me of I have a quote from Mother Teresa that I look at almost every day to remind me, and she says, "We can do no great things, only small things with great love."
Mm.
And as you talked about all the different things that you've done, Shirley, and I'm sure there's thousands more. It's like, you might think, well, to make a button, what's the big deal, right? But look at how your inspiration carried that love really to thousands and thousands of people who got to see it, who got to feel it, who got to hear about it. And the other thing that you said that I thought was so important was, when you get an idea, don't stop yourself because you think, oh, well, what difference could that make? If you've been receiving an inspiration, an idea like you have for so long, it's important to act on it, because that's how I always feel like we are the hands and heart of Mary in the world. She can inspire us. She can remind us, as can Jesus and the others, but we're the ground crew. So thank you for being such an extraordinary leader of the ground crew, Shirley.
Thank you. We're all the leaders. Yeah. And we take it with us. And wherever we go, we're giving it.
Yeah.
And it's coming from you,
Yeah.
from Mary inside. And you know that. But thank you. And it's beautiful seeing you today.
But
So many
Shirley,
memories.
you're still the leader of the conga line. Never forget that.
And
Well,
you're
I'm
the
gonna.
and you're the matriarch of the Madonna Ministry.
Yes, she
And I'd
is.
like to thank Arnold and Kay Michaels for bringing the ministry to us, making this possible. And before we leave, I'd like to ask Samara Grace to get together with Nikki for some Sunday meeting to share with us her journey.
Yes.
Please, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we've had
And I want to thank Sally and Paula
what's her name?
for coming to visit me
Oh,
almost every Wednesday. Thank you. It's wonderful. Thank you.
our
And you
pleasure.
did all of the cards again, and you did all of the things of the awakening process. And thank you.
It's a labor of love, dear.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We feel honored to be able to have put it back together for you and to troubleshoot. And we're both looking forward to it very much, to teaching it with you. Yay!
Okay. Yeah.
We'll spread it to a lot more people, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
people out there that need it.
Yep. And they're anxious to learn too. So that's helpful.
It's open to teaching as well. She's been trained by Shirley as well.
Yep.
Awesome. All right.
Cool.
So we have Katrina
you all.
coming up next week for the next legacy interview. Thank you, Paula and Shirley, for this. This has been awesome.
Wait, next week is Terry, isn't it?
Yeah, next week is Terry.
Yeah, it's the end of the month.
Is it the fourth week?
I don't have a calendar in front of me,
Katrina
but
and I
I
are going
think
to do
is.
it on the following Sunday. The
It's
23rd.
the
I'm not going to be
23rd.
there. I'm at a conference.
24th. Yeah.
So I think Terry's coming next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll do it the
I'll
following
have
week.
to
Probably
check to
the
see if
second
she's
of-
available. That's
second
not the
of
fourth
March.
Sunday.
Okay. Oh, geez, I don't know.
Okay.
2nd of March. Yeah.
It is raining so hard here at my house that it feels like drummers on my roof.
We haven't got that yet. Just got the
It's coming,
snow.
honey. It's coming.
Well, anyway, you put you.
Oh,
Yeah.
we had 13 inches on Friday, and we got another 20 inches arriving tonight.
What,
Holy.
snow?
Yeah.
All snow.
Yeah, we had about 8 here
Yeah.
in two dumps. Yeah. At about 8 inches. We
Well,
got
anyway,
plowed out this
Kevin.
morning.
You put your right foot in, your right
Oh,
foot
sink
out.
up to your
You
hips.
put your right foot in, you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey.
Surely one
Love
thing
you,
that
Bob.
came to
Thank you.
mind when you talked about dancing is the song I grew up on was Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice.
Ah,
And that came from a Baptist who wasn't even allowed to tap a foot in church. But yet, we're always to dance for the Lord.
Yep.
Well,
And
King
keep
David did
on
it.
dancing.
Right.
Well,
So,
that's what I,
Nikki, are you going to check with Terry to make sure she can come next week?
yeah.
Is that what you said, Nick?
It's the fourth Sunday, so she should be fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So
Thanks.
March 2nd, Katrina interview, if she's
Looks like it.
available.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still listening.
Perfect.
Great. Okay. And then
Thanks,
Sally,
Samara.
do you
You'll
can
be on
do
our
the interview?
list. I hope you can make it
Yeah.
sometime.
Excuse
love
me?
that.
Sally,
As
you're gonna
near as I
interview
can,
Katrina
I'll be
on
back.
March 2nd,
Yes,
One
right?
at a
yes,
time.
yes.
One at a time. What?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I would love to join. Like I said, sometimes I have, with where I'm now on the East Coast, sometimes I have my Zoom call at this time, but I'm going to see if I can juggle some things around because it's just been wonderful to see everybody and to rejoin with all that glorious energy. So I'm going to do my very best to.
And
Oh, thank
remember
you.
to put your
Outstanding.
right foot in, you take it right foot out. And
But for
you
now,
shake
I'm going to
it
just
all
say
up.
thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank
and
you.
be
Bless
well.
you, dear.
Laura, I see you dancing. I see you dancing. So just hold that. Lots of love, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Bless you, dear.
Wonderful week, all.
Have a great
So
week.
Sally
Love you
B,
all.
All right, everybody.